The HH52 kind of came about with me, Gino, James Hakes sat around the table and we saw the Gunboat 48 and all these kind of center cockpits that had cult followings, and we wanted to kind of make the Mac Daddy center cockpit and revolutionize what we had on the HH50. This is 52 number 3. We've got a light walnut or white oak interior. Coming in, we've got the forward cockpit. One of the big things that we tried to do in here was just like allow the flow of the boat to work really well. We've got the helm station that folds up on the backside here. So as soon as you're ready to kind of hang out, have your watch, we offset this from the wheels so you're not staring right at the rig. You got your little love seat. You can have your honey here if you need. Then allowing the sail controls from the inside helm. I've got the main sheet. This is on a variable speed for the captive reel. So the faster I'm pushing this, the more it's going to trim, the faster it's going to ease. And then when I'm ready to go to the outside helms, I'll just switch this down, and now my controls out on the bucket seats. We've got the daggerboard controls and the traveler here, plus a winch kill for any time. So if somebody steps on a button accidentally, that's what we're always doing, an emergency release. And then also the quick release for the captive reel as well. So that's like our fast dump if you ever need it. Hybrid marine, so we've got the hybrid electric motors here. This is the controller that we use to turn the hybrid on if you're going to charge or you want to run on the e-drives. Then the thruster, again, a variable speed, so walking the boat sideways, just reverse the throttles, and then you're kind of changing the throttle pace as the boat pivots to get the play the dongle of the thruster, make it work kind of parallel parking. I've got the cameras up here as well, so as we're parking, just makes it real easy to kind of see where you're going, seeing where the mooring ball is going to be, but at the same time, like I can see my anchor chain from right here, so usually if I'm coming into the anchorage or picking up a ball, I can stand right here, be able to see the chain out the longeron, and it's just easy to maneuver. You're kind of central to right here. You can hear everybody talking. We've also got the capture rod loads up top. We've got a couple of the Nemesis on the mast as well and up top, so you can kind of get all your numbers. Nice to have while you're sailing. Just do a double check of where you're at with the autopilot. Make sure that you're going to do your bear away. You kind of got, everything's at your hands. One of the safety features that we had was for the guys to do the tillers on the outside. We wanted them to be able to trim that main real easy and have some sail controls for safety reasons. So I can also have the main sheet auto release based on the ACS system. These guys are out of Italy, great company. But if I want to tune whatever it is, my heel, my pitch pole, I can set that, do the auto release, set it on a manual, set it on the auto, and then when the boys are on board, you guys want to go racing, turn all that off. Let's go. C-Zone, Schenker water maker, got all the stereos and kind of like half of your, a lot of the lights to foredeck lights. We've got cockpit lights that are up behind you so you can see your light, the running rigging at night. Coming into the pit, this is what we tried to do here was increase the space that we were going to have for you guys to be able to work in the pit and let you reach all the clutches real easy. So we got rid of the standard kind of forward cockpit winch plinth, pushed everything up to the front, and now you've got access to everything for single-handed. Is really simple. High-speed, 3-speed winches. This is kind of your utility winch down low, so I can run my manual main sheet to the utility winch, or up top, we've got the tulip sheave, so you can kind of crisscross wherever you need to. If I need to, run sheets to the high side to be able to use one of the primaries, that's not a problem. So there's never really any lockouts. Same with the reef lines are all gonna step down here. I can use the utility winch or bring them over to the primaries. We've got the main halyard, topping lift, staysail sheet, and then the Solent sheets. These are the high loads, so those will probably almost always live right there. And then your furling lines and the tack line come up to here as well. So anything that's like a temporary is going to end up on the utility winch, but everything is just kind of like you're playing the orchestra. It's real easy to single hand. All the maneuvers are right at your fingertips. One of the other kind of features that we wanted to put on here was it's a little hard sometimes to be able to look up past the main. So we put the winch controls on the deck as well. So I can load my halyard or the reef lines, and I'll control that from the deck, that allows me to see the reef hooks, the carver reef hooks that we've got in here. So kind of stepping outside, if you're gonna watch the halyards go up into the locks, watching the reef come in, seeing where the mainsail's at for the at the lock points, or the setting that up for the reefs, you kind of get a good visibility on everything around the boat. Across the wing deck, we've got interior would be our AC space. So this is your 8 kilowatt inverters, the chargers, everything's going to be underneath me here. Then I've got the water tank, the anchor locker. It's a big space. We've got the pretty high shelf, so you don't have to worry about the chain stacking up. So we've got the Harkin 48 volt captive reel in here. So you can see we've got all the spool on top, so that right there you can see it's a full spool. And I've got marks on the main sheet here as well. So green means that you got a full spool, and then there'll be different levels of like a single orange whip, double, triple, and then a red once you're at a sheet. So self-tacking stay sail is going to be your first head sail. Then we've got the overlapping Solent or Genoa. Then we've got a fractional reacher, and then a top-down furling Jenniker, as well as a masthead A2. So a lot of different sail options. We've also got we put the deck pad eyes in for if you want to do a symmetrical kite. A lot of fun to sail still, but just kind of up to the guys on what they want to do for a package. A lot of options. Compared to the 50, what we did is still the same similar longeron, but I added another meter out front. So this, like when you are powered up, it does feel really good to have all that sail out front. But those share the hardware. So we do have a couple of different tack options, or head sail options for halyards, but the tacks are all gonna, for the top-down furler and the reacher, are gonna share that furler. And then the A2 is just on a strop that goes out front. So if you did wanna do peels, it's available. Most of the guys aren't gonna get into that, but if we're gonna go around the course, you can run all your head sails up into the pit here to the primaries. We do have the option also to run it to some Harkin 3-speeds that are in the back as well. So if you've got somebody on the tillers, you wanted someone talking to you about trim, you could do it all from right back there. Dagger boards are on the line drivers, same with the Traveler, so that's how we get away with kind of doing some of the sail trims. We've got outboard leads for the reacher, and then we can also take it out to doing tweakers for both the Jenniker and the reacher to the cleats. We can run those forward into the pit, or you can run it on the off the pad eye here and bring it back to the rig. Big sunroof, so you guys from the interior can see kind of up top into the main. Really nice to be able to see the sail trim from while you're inside. And then the SS Enterprise here. You've got your nav screens, Traveler, again the main sheet, that's a captive, or on the captive reel, but variable speed, so I can kind of be playing that. Got my dagger boards, and then the quick release. But really fun to sail, kind of, yeah, it's just the shit. It's so much fun. By pushing the engines forward on here with the hybrid drive, we do get some bigger locker spaces now. So access to the rudders, autopilot, and just a huge amount of space aft here as well to be able to store what you need. So a couple of the guys have put in like a 110 cooler as like a deep freezer. Build shelves in here, you get all your tools. It's a nice dry locker to do whatever you need to in there. Aft cockpit area, we've got a couple different options for layouts. You could do a barbecue like bench setup here with the sink, like deep sink. So a bit more of a party setup with an ice maker, but just kind of depends on what you want to do. The aft helm version would be like dual helms again, and all your running rigging would come back to this area with that flip-flop hub from Jeffa to be able to get that out of the way and kind of belly up to the bar to get your winches. Interior is similar to the 50, but the only thing that we've changed primarily is doing instead of the Jack and Jill heads, we've gone with a single head and then doing Pullman bursts or a queen up forward. and that gives you a lot more storage for the pantries that we've got in here now. Just like on the 50, we did do the, all your fuel tanks are central, and then we've got a fuel polishing system and transfer system underneath there. C-zone modules, all the fun stuff. And then having the Pullman bunks now gets you, I don't know, space for the Rugrats or some unlucky whoever drew the short straw, but also acts as like as an office space. You can still do like a queen bed up here if you wanted to switch that out. And we've got the DC tech space on this side. This is all the breakers, batteries, DC to DC converters for the 48 volt systems, C-zone modules. Gosh, yeah, everything that you could get for. Yeah, but it's all, I mean, it's cleanly labeled. We got ventilation systems. That's, like I said, that's probably been the biggest thing, is just getting through the heat that all these things generate. Owner's cabin, real similar to what we had on the 50 as well. Changed a little bit of the layout with this forward cockpit. We moved that salon space out, so it's actually got more space than what the 50 had originally by shifting things. But the only thing, by moving that out, we've actually got, you don't have a full-size closet space, but not everybody's gonna have gowns that they're hanging. So a little bit less space, but you don't need a full size really. Again, engines are under the bunks. We've actually extended these a little bit for a longer bed as well, just giving everybody a bit more space. Cabinetry on the outboard side, and then a huge master suite up forward. So James, looking at aesthetics, you just see like a lot of the same curvatures that James likes to do. Waterfall countertops. The galley changes a little bit with the aft helms. You get a lot more space in this whole area. But for here, we just wanted to utilize space as best we could. So you get space in the island. You could do a TV here. Most folks are doing a projector if you're going to do movie night. We were watching the Formula One race off of that the other night. It was pretty fun. Fridge freezers on both of these. So you do get quite a bit of space. That's the option to do a dual fridge or fridge freezer. And then, like I said, most guys will still end up doing a deep freezer in that aft locker, so they can just have their fridge space up here. We can do the drinks fridge in the aft cabin or the aft cockpit too, and then ice maker if you have that bench set up with the barbecue instead. But a lot of space, and then just also getting that full-size pantry down below. So kind of all the other goods. But same within here. This is all storage up underneath. Same with the aft cockpit. And then we've got a couple of new features where we put it's like a dropout hatch for the life raft. Hopefully you don't need that.
Gotta have it.
You gotta have it. Yeah, it's more of a like launching platform for kids, I guess. Yeah.
What do you got going there, Monica?
Got my main sheet and got the Jennifer out. If I want to ease the main, just ease it out.
Just with a. Then what about your traveler?
Go port. Jagger boards. Pretty cool. Got a little chart here, know where I'm going.
Come on up,
And I can come up.
20
And what are you doing? You're steering to the telltales on the Jenica right now, huh?
Flat.